What's up, Kentucky FFA? How are we doing tonight? Let's get pumped up and excited for session 2 for some bracelets. Get up and get loud if you'd like a free bracelet.
The best part of my FFA journey has been competing in new competitions and gaining leadership skills.
So the best part of my FFA journey that I believe is spending the time with the friends and that become your family over the 4 years of being in FFA and in high school, and then of course the ag teachers, which really improve your life as a whole, because I wouldn't be able to talk to you today if I didn't join FFA and have this great impact on my life and be able to strive to do greater things and have those people always pushing me. And I believe that's probably the best part of the whole journey is the friends and family that you make along the way, and all those people that just push you to be the best that you can be.
The best part of my FFA journey was getting to be one of the first officers at my newly charted chapter.
By far, the best part of my FFA journey was ironically breaking my leg at camp. Through this terrible experience, I was able to meet new friends and really feel the support of my FFA family. It's moments like those when you need it the most that you truly do realize what the blue corduroy does mean. So.
H&R AgriPower, Kentucky's premier Case IH dealer, has the power to get you more. More productivity with new and used equipment from Case IH and other manufacturers. More precision farming solutions to help you maximize your yield. More parts with the area's largest inventory so you get the parts you need fast. More service, whether on the farm or in our shop. H&R Superior Service keeps your equipment running strong. Supporting farmers in Kentucky agriculture with the power to get you more. H&R AgriPower.
Legendary.
Welcome to Session 2 of the 90th Annual Convention of the Kentucky Association FFA, entitled The Journey Begins. Ladies and gentlemen, FFA members and guests, it's time to begin that journey. Let's get out of your seats and onto your feet as you make welcome your 2018-2019 Kentucky FFA State Officer Team.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the second session of the 90th Kentucky FFA State Convention. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America. So I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep the plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I'm pleased to announce that there are 2,052 FFA members and guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities,
and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this second session of the 90th Kentucky FFA State Convention duly opened for the transaction of business or attention to any matter which may properly be presented. Mr. Secretary, please introduce this session's guest.
Ridge Eubanks, National FFA Central Region Vice President, and Kurt Lucas, retired State FFA Advisor.
When I think of this evening's session chairs, I think of a guy who never stops singing, a magnificent pumpkin queen, and a hilarious guy with a bit of a Mountain Dew obsession. The first puts ketchup on just about everything that he eats and is always ready to show off his dance moves. The second has a collection of 63 antique oil lamps and is always looking to make others smile with humor and words of encouragement. The third has an abundance of wild and crazy socks and has a talent for turning just about any conversation into a list of reasons why the United States is the best country ever. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the session chairs for the second session, Jeff Dalton, Maddie Mink, and Parker Jennings.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run.
I can't believe that the end of our year as state officers is already here. It seems like only yesterday that this journey was starting, and now it's almost over.
We have filled this year with so many memories, experiences, and a lot of road trips.
Through our travels with Kentucky FFA, we have reached the far corners of Kentucky. We've explored our nation's capital, and one of us has even flown halfway across the world. Now, with all of this traveling we've done, you might want to call us some travel experts.
Okay, experts might be a little bit of a stretch, but we have become more savvy travelers. But we haven't always been that great at preparing for our trips. It's been a learning process.
For sure. Remember that time I left part of my official dress in a hotel on our way to Washington, D.C.? I had to borrow a tie from one of the national officers.
At least that was a one-time occurrence, Jeff. For half a year, I forgot to pack my toothbrush. So I had to buy so many toothbrushes on trips, it seems like I have 100 laying around at the house now.
I forgot to bring my sneakers and an umbrella to FFA camp. I had to have my mammals send my stuff with my chapter to camp. But let's just say it rained so hard that week that even with an umbrella, I still got soaked. Maybe I should have asked my mammal for a poncho.
As you can tell, we weren't always experts when it came to packing for trips. So I guess we've been living the first line of our motto, which is learning to do. It took making a lot of mistakes and forgetting a lot of toothbrushes to finally figure out how to pack effectively. But we have finally done it enough now that we have figured out the tricks.
During this session, we've decided to dedicate the whole thing to the last line in our motto, living to serve. From all of our failed attempts, we're going to provide you with a crash course in road trip packing. By the end of this session, you'll be able to go anywhere that your heart takes you without having to overnight ship anything you forget at the house.
And here is your first tip. Before we go anywhere, we always sit down and write out a list of all the essential items that we will need for our road trip. And the first item on that list is always
Mountain Dew
and emergency ketchup.
I was gonna say your phone, but okay.
Regardless of what is at the top of your list, you want to make sure that you bring everything you need to start your road trip. The beginning of your journey can set the tone for the rest of your adventure. Successful road trips always start by having a plan.
And in the same way, every person you see on the stage tonight took a risk to start a journey. They've done the planning, packed their bags, and set out to achieve their dreams. And just like there's a lot to pack for a road trip, we've got a lot to pack into this session, from celebrating 3 past state officer teams to meeting our state officer candidates.
We will meet chapters that have achieved the highest levels of recognition from our association.
And we will be inspired with the words of 2 of our teammates and from 1 of our national FFA officers.
It's time to get packing, so grab your suitcase,
emergency ketchup,
and don't forget to pack a toothbrush, because this is one trip you're not going to want to miss.
The first item you need to pack for any road trip is music. No matter how grand the destination might be, a road trip success is largely dependent on the quality of the playlist. When I think of classic road trip, and I think of my grandpa's glove box filled with 8 tracks of Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley. The 8-track was revolutionary when it was introduced in the early 1960s. Prior to this, your only option was to listen to the radio. But now you are given the power to decide if you wanted to listen to artists like the Beatles and Led Zeppelin. The glove box of vehicles 50 years ago is where drivers kept their favorite music. But because of their large size, drivers had to limit their collection to only their most treasured artists. When looking back at the 8-track, it can seem a little archaic, but it was the technology of the 8-track that set into motion the advancements that changed and shaped the way that we listen to music today. The work of previous generations impacts every generation that comes after them. Tonight, we have the opportunity to recognize some legendary FFA members that shaped Kentucky FFA into what it is today. It was their hard work and vision that allowed our association to continue to grow and prosper. What they set into motion has shaped the way that agricultural education and FFA is experienced by every student across this Commonwealth. We are so excited to welcome them back 50 years after their year of service. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the stage the 1968-1969 Kentucky FFA State Officer Team.
Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined.
Please join me in welcoming to the podium Brent Gray to bring greetings on behalf of this legendary team.
Tom was the vice president, I was the president, and we made good friends during the opportunities that we had in the FFA. The opportunities that you make for yourself today and what your motto is living to serve. Never forget it. There's 2 jackets that will go to the gravesite with me. That's my state FFA jacket, state president. I still have it. And my Army blues when I was in the service. Never forget never forget what this organization has taught you, because it is your future. And as I said earlier tonight, this is the last time probably in your life that you're going to have friendly competition. It was the greatest organization for friendly competition and to make you a better person than any organization that you'll ever be a member of. Thank you for inviting us tonight.
Mr. Gray, thank you so much for being here with your team tonight. It's an honor to serve as a state officer, knowing that people such as your team paved the way before us. Now, we have a little bit token of appreciation for you all coming out and your service. Let's get another round of applause for our 50th anniversary team.
From the 8-track's popularity came more advancements in road trip tunes. The cassette tape became popular in the 70s and 80s as it was smaller in size and contained more songs than the 8-track. But in the 1990s, the compact disc became the new standard. The look and the functionality of the CD was unlike anything seen before. It wasn't long before vehicles started having CD players as standard equipment, meaning that the road trip evolved as well. Considering that each CD had around 10 to 12 songs and you could easily carry 20 CDs in your vehicle, you could start off listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, switch over to some Garth Brooks, and then finish off with some Nirvana. I have a personal affinity for a song that became popular in the early 90s. When I was younger, my dad and I, we used to take these 2-day fishing trips. After we had all of our gear packed up in our Chevrolet Silverado, we would get in, buckle our seatbelts, and pop in one of my favorite CDs. That CD was the debut album of Tim McGraw, and the song that I loved to jam out to was Indian Outlaw. What the 8-track started, the compact disc continued. And even though Indian Outlaw was already 10 years old when I first heard it, the song still impacted me. In the same way, the work of the 25th anniversary team is a continuation of all the teams before them, and their impact on this association can still be seen in today's FFA members. We are thankful for their service and are honored to get to recognize them here tonight. Kentucky FFA, please join me in welcoming your 1993-1994 Kentucky FFA State Officer Team.
I'm an Indian outlaw, half Cherokee and Choctaw. My baby, she's a Chippewa, she's a one of a kind.
We are honored to have Mr. Jody P. Poole, who served as state president, here to bring greetings on behalf of his team. Thank you so much.
Certainly an honor and a pleasure to be here tonight. And gosh, 25 years goes by in a heartbeat. I used to think that's what old people said, and I guess that means that's what we've become. Really glad to be here. My name's Jody P. Poole. I was state president in '93. I'm from Trigg County. At that time, that was in the Pennyrile region. I want to take a minute and introduce the other team members that are here tonight. We had almost everyone show up, and I really had a great time getting to reconnect with these people that we spent a magnificent year together with. Audrey Clark Neal was state vice president. Earl Wright served as state treasurer. Shane Wiseman served as state reporter. Lee Thomas was the Eastern Region vice president. Alan Godby served as Lake Cumberland vice president. Julie Hicks, Green River vice president. And John Abner was state sentinel. I also want to send a quick shout out to one of the truly unsung heroes of convention, because he's also celebrating his 25th anniversary as the convention organist and musician, Mr. David Stahl. You started when we did, so give yourself a shout out. I too want to tell you that as we reconnected tonight, some of us had not seen each other since we left the stage in '94 until just a few hours ago. But we picked up right where we left off. And we always lived our year with this philosophy. There's no limit to what you can accomplish when nobody cares who gets the credit. This is some of the most selfless people I've ever met, and still they're some of my best friends, even though we don't get a chance to communicate daily. Take advantage of every opportunity that FFA affords you. Take yourself outside of that comfort zone, and you'll have miles that make you as well. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. What a magnificent convention you have. 4 of us are still in ag education as FFA advisors, so it's like we never left. And everyone else, as they spoke tonight, talked about the deep roots that they were able to develop as FFA members. So soak it all in and take great advantage of everything FFA can give you. Thanks again.
Stay here for 1 second. Mr. P-Pool, it is evident that while many things change, your team's commitment to the FFA has not. Thank you for what your team has done for agriculture and this organization. I am confident that your team will be remembered for years to come. Please accept these gifts with our thanks for your service. Let's show them some appreciation for the 1993-1994 Kentucky FFA State Officer Team. Thank you again, sir.
The next item, or the next innovation in road trip music, the 8-track was bulky and the compact disc could easily get scratched. The next innovation in road trip music put everything you needed in the palm of your hand. Instead of having piles of CDs in your car, all you needed was your trusty MP3 player. With the MP3 player, you could choose from songs off of hundreds of albums, and thousands of songs were only a few swipes away. I had everything on my playlist, from Eminem to George Strait to a little bit of Beyonce. This little piece of metal and plastic changed the way Americans listen to music in a big way. We reached a new level of freedom in the way that we could tailor our tunes. Now, the most essential item to bring on a road trip was definitely the aux cord. And if you were in charge of the aux cord, you held a lot of power. Our next anniversary team held the aux cord for Kentucky FFA 10 years ago. During their tenure, they continued the time-honored traditions of our organization while working to modernize FFA for the members. It was this team that first dropped the gavel of state convention here in Rupp Arena. And like any good MP3 playlist, they played the oldies while also hitting the shuffle button every now and then to keep things interesting. Please join me in welcoming the 2008-2009 Kentucky FFA State Officer Team. I now turn the podium over to past state president Quint Pottinger.
Thank you. We were the first team, or the last team to be elected in the Galt House, and then the first team to have convention here in Rupp Arena. And the convention, since the first time we were here, has changed so much in the last 10 years. And it just seems every year that I come back, it keeps getting better and better. I remember when I was preparing for banquet speeches as a state officer, I talked to my advisor, Misty Bivens, and she said, Quint, you got to remember something. When you go to these banquets, kids are there to get awards. Parents are there to see them get their awards. Nobody's there to listen to you ramble on forever. So with that, we'll keep this short and sweet. And I'll introduce my team. This is Sarah Bowden, State Vice President. Keitha Henderson, Licking River Vice President. Shelby Taylor, Green River Vice President. Derek Adams, Treasurer. TJ Morrison, Sentinel. Ethan Glidewell, Lake Cumberland Vice President. James Sled, Purchase Region Vice President. Megan McKinney, Secretary. And Ashley Castle, Reporter. Thank you guys so much for having us out here. We appreciate being invited back, and good luck with the rest of your convention.
Quint, to be a part of the body of state FFA officers is an honor. Kentucky has been blessed with dynamic leaders such as yourself and your team since our founding. Thank you for being a visionary in your leadership and working to grow FFA in our Commonwealth. Please accept this gift with our thanks. Kentucky FFA, let's show some love for our 10th, 25th, and 50th anniversary state officer teams.
Hop in a car, and with enough gas, the opportunities are endless. If we were to embark on a road trip today, there's no telling where we would end up. Maybe head up north. After 9 hours of driving and 577 miles, we would end up at Point Betsy Beach on Lake Michigan. Would you look at that? One of the most beautiful and secluded locations in the country. How about we head down south? A long haul of 10 hours, 685 miles would bring us to Gulf Shores, Alabama. Such a long drive is a small price to pay for this site and some great country cooking. We can get anywhere we want if we just drive far enough. But the reality is we can't just drive on forever. It doesn't matter how often you stop for gas or even how much Starbucks you have to keep you going. At some point, you have to hand the wheel over to another driver. That new driver is well rested, can clearly see the road, and can adequately navigate the terrain. The only way to safely and successfully advance down the road is by knowing when to hand the wheel over to another driver. Our team has worked long and hard to continue the work that so many state officers have done before us, to continue the journey. But in a few days, our officer team will retire, and we will welcome a brand new team into the driver's seat. With unwavering passion and a vision for the future, this team will continue the journey and lead our organization for the coming year. Let's meet the individuals that are hoping to serve as our next team of state officers. Let's welcome to the stage the 2019-2020 Kentucky FFA State Officer candidates.
Hi, Kentucky FFA. My name is Megan Rogers, and I proudly represent the Barren River region in Warren East High School.
Hello, Kentucky FFA. My name is Holly Thomas, and I'm proudly representing the Barren River region and the Barren County chapter.
My name is Shaden Mayberry, and I'm proudly representing the West Carter FFA chapter in the Big Sandy River region.
Hey, Kentucky FFA, my name is Logan Cheek, and I am proudly representing the Bluegrass region and the Locust Trace FFA chapter.
Good evening, Kentucky FFA. My name is Lauren Rowlett, and I am proudly representing the Bluegrass region and the Madison Southern FFA chapter.
Hey, y'all, my name is Mason DeSalvo from the Moore FFA chapter, and I'm here representing the Capital City region.
Hello, Kentucky FFA. My name is Haley Nelson, and I'm proudly representing the Capital City FFA region and the Western Hills FFA chapter.
Howdy, Kentucky FFA. My name is Lindsay Fouts, proudly representing the North Laurel FFA chapter in the Kentucky River region.
Hey, Kentucky FFA. My name is Pamela Miller, and I'm proudly representing the Rockcastle County FFA chapter in the Kentucky River region.
Good evening, Kentucky FFA. My name is Kyron Burton from the Adair County FFA chapter, proudly representing the Lake Cumberland region.
Hey there, Kentucky FFA. I'm Mallory McDonald from the Southwestern FFA chapter, proudly representing the Lake Cumberland region.
Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great session so far. My name is Logan Buchanan and I'm proudly representing the Nicholas County chapter of the Licking River region.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Amber Dotson. I'm here today proudly representing the Montgomery County FFA chapter and the Licking River region.
Hello, my name is Erica Gilbert, proudly representing the Lincoln Trail region and the Nelson County FFA chapter.
Hello, Kentucky FFA. My name is Clay Newton, and I'm proudly representing the Grayson County FFA chapter and the Lincoln Trail region.
Hello, Kentucky FFA. My name is Sam Benton, and I'm honored to be representing the Muhlenberg County FFA chapter in the Penny Ryle region.
Good evening, Kentucky FFA. My name is Madison Mason, proudly representing the Penny Ryle region and Caldwell County FFA.
Good afternoon. My name is Ashlyn Gibson, and I'm proudly representing the McCracken County FFA chapter in the Purchase region.
Good evening, Kentucky FFA. My name is Grace Sink, and I'm proudly representing the Purchase region and Trigg County FFA.
Hey, my name is Faith Payne. I'm proudly representing the Apollo FFA chapter in the Green River region.
Hey, Kentucky FFA. I'm Hannah Perkins, and I am proudly representing the Northern Kentucky region and the Harrison County FFA chapter.
Let's give a round of applause to all of our state officer candidates.
When it comes to any road trip, there is one critical thing that we always have to remember: the snacks. Some people like something sweet like candy, while others prefer something crunchy like chips. There are other options as well, like beef jerky, zebra cakes, and peanut butter and crackers too. Then you have to consider your beverage options. You have Pepsi, Diet Coke, Big Red, Orange Crush, water, 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, but in this part of the world, it's hard to beat an Ale 8. Successful road trips always have plenty of snacks. They provide the energy you need so you can press on through the long drives and the late nights. Snacks help you make it to the next point on the map. This past year, our team has been blessed with 2 individuals on our team who provide the energy we need to keep moving forward. Their ability to lighten the mood, provide ideas, and inspire us with their words have always come at just the right time. Without them, we would not be able to accomplish the goals that we set almost a year ago. Here to present the State Officer Report, please join me in welcoming your State Secretary, Trevor Sweet, and your State Treasurer, Jonathan Howe.
Now, while both Trevor and I love being out on the water, we differ in the ways in which we like to spend our time out in nature. In my opinion, it's hard to beat seeing a sunrise over a duck hole full of decoys.
Fishing on the lake is absolute heaven for me. I would say there isn't much like a tournament director calling boat numbers as the sun breaks over the horizon.
Of course, for some people, being out on the water might mean water skiing, swimming, gigging frogs, kayaking on a river, or playing in the waves of the ocean. We all can hear each of these phrases and end up envisioning something completely unique from everyone else.
It's kind of funny. Everyone on this team enjoys taking some sort of journey, from those in the great outdoors, such as hiking or dirt biking, while some others enjoy the theater or martial arts.
We each have different paths that have led us to find the things in which we have come to love and open the doors to the endless possibilities of our future.
The miles the members of this team have traveled this year are much like the miles it takes to make a good journey into the outdoors. This year, we've traveled through the hollers, hills, and flatlands, visiting FFA chapters and members across this great commonwealth.
Just as hunters love finding a new way to build habitat or introduce somebody new to the sport, FFA members across the state have shown their passion for this association in many ways. Throughout the year, we've encountered FFA members whose journeys involved hard work, dedication, and giving back to the communities and people in which they care about.
These members have not only improved the lives of others in their communities, they have planted the seeds for community and personal growth across the state.
This year, one goal of our team was to increase community engagement. We wanted members across the state to advocate for agriculture and the FFA with the general public, and many members were successful in this endeavor.
One awesome event our team was able to see this year was the Graves County Pep Rally for Life. In this event, the students of Graves County High School and members of the community were able to see the importance of farm and ATV safety by partnering with Mr. Dale Dobson of the Kentucky Department of Agriculture.
It's events like these that are crucial to our organization and members to protect those whom are the future of this country. While
the sustainability of agriculture requires that all those involved in this industry be ready to advocate to elected officials and understand the ways that legislation is created and enforced.
The inaugural Legislative Page program in Frankfort, Kentucky allowed students the opportunity to learn more about the legislative process and interact with members of the Kentucky General Assembly. These 17 members served as pages on the floor of the House of Representatives and the Senate, toured the Capitol, and attended a House Committee agricultural meeting. Most importantly was the opportunity for these students to meet with their elected representatives and senators and talk to them about their experiences in agricultural education and the FFA.
These members and all of our members across the state have shown that our industry is a diverse and interesting one. They showcase their knowledge and skills with those who may not have been exposed to agriculture. The most important place these conversations can be happening is locally. Building a strong community is vital for advocating for agriculture and the well-being of our society.
Just as famous conservationists Aldo Leopold and Theodore Roosevelt sought to improve natural habitat and other resources for wildlife, FFA members across the state worked to improve their homes and communities as well. Members of the Mercer County FFA chapter did so by participating in an activity called Project SALT, or Showing a Little Thanks. They prepared and delivered Thanksgiving meals for those who may not have had the family or the finances to enjoy the dinner on the holiday. These members came together to make an impact, and they did so one meal and one home at a time.
Members of the Harrison County FFA chapter took their service worldwide as they saw a need for the proper nutrition of the poverty-stricken citizens of Haiti. By planning, publicizing, and hosting a meal-packing event, they were able to ensure that 19,000 people were provided with a good meal to eat. Our members not only feed the hungry, they help younger members find their hunger for the FFA. Over this year, across the state, many chapters find new ways to include members of all different backgrounds through many of the Green Hand activities that have been held this past year.
In Jessamine County, new members roamed the halls of the high school and played fun games all night while making friendships that will last for years to come. By pushing younger members to come together, Jessamine County FFA made an impact on those who will lead this organization into the future.
Meade County FFA hosts a freshman leadership conference each year at the Kentucky FFA Leadership Training Center. Over the course of one fun-filled evening, members played games, participated in workshops, and bonded with the members of their chapter.
Now, one of the greatest feelings of accomplishment I feel is when I introduce somebody new to the outdoors and I'm able to show them my passion. Like the time I brought my brother on his first turkey hunt. He was eager to go and had stayed up all night asking me questions about what was to come the following morning. The passion that was kindling inside of him was a clear reflection of the way I felt before my first turkey hunt. The following morning, we set out to harvest a turkey, and I showed him the ropes along the way. While we were not successful in harvesting a turkey that morning, success was found in the time we spent together, the things he learned, and the unforgettable memories we made that morning.
That's another thing I really love. There's nothing like the smile on someone's face as they reel in a fish for the first time. FFA members across the state have found the same feeling of accomplishment as they brought new members into the FFA.
This year, we challenged chapters to increase their membership by 6%. Over 50 chapters met or exceeded this goal and will be recognized later in this session. The impact that these members made will last long after they are gone, impacting the future of those in which they have chosen to serve.
Just as the stories of success from a beautiful day in the outdoors are often told around a campfire or kitchen table, the stories of service from FFA members this year deserve to be told for years to come. They are not only miles on the journey of this team, they are miles for each of the members involved.
Just like the many miles we may take to get to a fishing hole or a hunting spot, these miles often bring us to destinations that are breathtaking or even life-changing.
They take us to places we never could have imagined.
They bring us together to make a difference.
They are part of the journey we each take in our lives.
Kentucky FFA, these are
the miles that make us.
It happens to all of us. It brings down a level of worry and fear that's hard to even put into words. It's the moment that you look down at your phone and see that the battery is almost dead. Now, I'm one of those people who has to keep my phone as close to 100% as I can keep it. If it gets down to around 75% or below, I'm on the hunt for somebody's charger. And most of the time, I keep one in my backpack just in case. I know that when my phone is at 100%, I can get the most accomplished. And most of the time, I'm accomplishing that by playing games and checking out Instagram posts. And in the same way, when an FFA chapter hits 100%, they can achieve at the highest levels and make the greatest impacts. To be considered a 100% chapter, chapters and their communities have to be committed to providing opportunities for all students. And every student that's in the FFA chapter must be enrolled in agriculture education. Mr. Secretary, please, Madam Sentinel, would you please introduce our 100% chapters this year?
Congratulations to our 100% chapters: Boyd County, Butler County, Cooper, Fulton County, Graves County, Grayson County, Harrison County, Livingston Central, Lynn Camp, Lyon County, Spencer County, Webster County, Western Hills. Let's give our 100% chapters a round of applause.
This year, our team challenged every chapter in the state to make a 6% increase in membership. We were so proud to see so many chapters work diligently to share the FFA story with students who might not think that the FFA was for them. We're proud to say that 51 chapters met or exceeded their goal. For their efforts in this endeavor, we'd like to showcase them during this session. Madam Sentinel, would you please read the names of the chapters?
The following chapters had increases in membership ranging from 6 to 10%. Greene County, Harrison Middle, Hickman County, Hopkins Central, Montgomery County, North Laurel, Ohio County, Owsley County, Pendleton County, Seneca, Taylor County, Washington County, and Wayne County. These chapters had increases in membership ranging from 11 to 30%. Bell County, Boyd County, Franklin County, Grant County, Powell County, Russell County, Trimble County, Whitley County, and Williamstown Independent. These chapters had increases in membership ranging from 31 to 99%. Bracken County, Cumberland County, Franklin Simpson, Gallatin County, Greenwood, Johnson Central, Lynn Camp, Morgan County, Shelby County, Webster County, and Western Hills. These chapters had increases in membership of over 100%. Grayson County, 105% increase. Lawrence County, 110% increase. Cooper, 120% increase. Harlan County, 164% increase. At this time, we would like to give special recognition to the John Hardin FFA chapter for having the highest percentage of growth this year. John Hardin's membership increased by 493%, going from 13 members to 77 members. Let's have another round of applause for all our chapters that achieved membership growth this year.
Growing a promising crop doesn't just happen. Neither does a plentiful harvest. It requires help from Mother Nature and some great teamwork with H&R AgriPower and Case IH. At H&R AgriPower, our heritage is farming, and the way we do business is as simple as one farmer helping another. H&R AgriPower delivers quality Case IH equipment, service, parts, and precision farming technology for maximum performance and productivity. Case IH, H&R AgriPower, and you working together to keep Kentucky agriculture strong.
One of the best parts of any road trip is being able to stop at unique tourist attractions along the way. You could see the Corn Palace in South Dakota or the Toilet Seat Art Museum in Texas. But if you didn't want to leave the state, you could always see Dinosaur World in Cave City. Of course, it's not enough just to see it. You want to make sure that you grab a souvenir before you leave, because everyone needs a snow globe from Graceland and a t-shirt from the Clown Motel in Nevada. Since most of these stops are not pre-planned, it is important that you always keep plenty of spending money in your pocket. For this next group of FFA members, they are receiving a nice souvenir for their involvement in FFA. Because they have been engaged in local, regional, and state level activities, their souvenir is some spending money. Well, actually it's a scholarship, but it allows them to keep more of their own money in their pocket. The Kentucky Association of Agriculture Educators provides scholarships annually to graduating seniors who come from a program where all teachers are members of the organization dedicated to agriculture education. Additionally, every year, one FFA member from Kentucky is awarded the Farm Aid Scholarship. In order to be a recipient of this scholarship, you must be engaged in production agriculture. Mr. Secretary, will you please introduce the recipients of the Farm Aid Scholarship and the KAAE scholarships?
Members receiving a KAAE scholarship are Barron River, Jenna Robertson, Franklin Simpson. Bluegrass, Michaela Carpenter, Boyle County. Capital City, Michael Netherton, Seneca. Kentucky River, Emily McQueen, Owsley County. Lake Cumberland, Kaylee Thompson, Taylor County. Licking River, Hannah Clados, Rowan County. Lincoln Trail, Jasmine Benningfield, LaRue County. Northern Kentucky, Mary Kate Perkins, Campbell County. Purchase, Haley Watson, Callaway County. This year's recipient of the Farm Aid Scholarship is Jessica Clark from the Greene County FFA chapter. Let's give all of these scholarship recipients a round of applause.
The next road trip essential is a map, or at the very least, you need to know the address of your destination so you can put that into your phone. When we map out our trip, we have a much clearer idea of what's ahead of us, and we know more about our destination. Now, we've all had the experience where we thought we knew where we were going, but after a few wrong turns, we realized we were wrong. Now, if we're trying to get to where we're going, it doesn't hurt to have a co-pilot, and if I was looking for a co-pilot, I would take any of the members in this next group. They're experts in seeing down the road, developing a plan to get to their destination, and doing that plan. These are the chapter winners of the Agri-Entrepreneurship Contest. Their business sense has allowed them to navigate from an idea to a full-blown enterprise. This contest is possible through the leadership, entrepreneurship, and the Agricultural Development Fund of the Kentucky FFA Foundation. Mr. Secretary, will you please read the chapter winners of the Agri-Entrepreneurship Contest?
This year, 12 entries were submitted for the Agri-Entrepreneurship Contest. Each chapter winner will receive $400 from the Kentucky FFA Foundation Project Lead. The chapter winners are Ethan Godby, Casey County. Trent Whittle, Edmondson County. Blake Music, Graham County. Cassidy Napier, Jessamine County. Matt Rowlett, Madison Southern. Eliza Forbes, Madisonville North Hopkins. Riley Warner, Montgomery County. Kyle Aaron Coffey, Rockcastle County. Whitney Kraft, Rowan County. Brittany Cox, Shelby County. Sarah Beard, Taylor County. Olivia Moore, Western Hills. The top 3 FFA members in the state contest will also receive additional funds. In third place and receiving an additional check for $300 is Riley Warner from Montgomery County. Finishing in second place and receiving an additional $500 is Kyle Aaron Coffey from Rockcastle County. And receiving an additional $800 for her first place Agri-Entrepreneurship project is Olivia Moore from Western Hills. Let's give all of our Agri-Entrepreneurship participants another round of applause.
H&R AgriPower, Kentucky's premier Case IH dealer, has the power to get you more. More productivity with new and used equipment from Case IH and other manufacturers. More precision farming solutions to help you maximize your yield. More parts with the area's largest inventory so you get the parts you need fast. More service, whether on the farm or in our shop. H&R Superior Service keeps your equipment running strong. Supporting farmers in Kentucky agriculture with the power to get you more. H&R AgriPower.
One of the most difficult parts about becoming an expert packer is determining the right amount of clothes to pack. There's a fine line between overpacking and not having enough clothes to make it through a trip. The first vacation my family ever went on was to Massachusetts to enjoy the beach and spend time with family friends. But right out of the gate, it was clear we had no idea what we were doing when it came to packing. My dad, unable to decide what shoes to take, had my mom pack a suitcase entirely filled with his shoes. And when my mom asked if she could use the extra space in my suitcase, I made it a point to fill up every inch of free space in my bag. Needless to say, most of the clothes in my bag went untouched, and my dad only wore one pair of shoes the whole trip. While the Mink family packed a lot heavier than necessary on that first vacation, many travelers take the opposite approach when it comes to packing. Just to avoid paying for a checked bag at the airport, many extreme packers stuff all of their clothes into a backpack. Can you imagine living 2 weeks out of a backpack, washing clothes in a hotel sink, just to avoid a couple extra dollars in baggage fees? Figuring out the right amount of clothes to pack can be pretty tricky and takes practice to fully master. Our keynote speaker this evening has had more practice packing than anyone I know and can provide a lot of expert tips on the art of packing. Thus far, he's been to Japan, visited multiple industry partners, presented workshops to chapters, attended scores of meetings, and has been the honored guest at many state FFA conventions. We are excited to welcome this resident Oklahoman to our state to share his passion for FFA and agriculture with all of us. Please join me in welcoming to the stage National FFA Central Region Vice President, Ridge Eubanks.
My goodness, it is great to be here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky where the only thing blue is the grass. Now, if you're excited to be here at convention, turn to the person sitting next to you and go, mm-hmm. If this is your first convention to be at, let me hear you say, oh, yeah. If this is your last convention, let me hear you say, oh, yeah. If you think the person sitting next to you looks pretty darn good tonight, let me hear you say, mm-hmm. If you're freaked out by the person sitting next to you who just, let me hear you say, oh, yeah. Very good. Well, everybody, I am ecstatic to be here with y'all here in Kentucky. And they weren't lying to you. My name is Ridge Eubanks. I am from Oklahoma, and I am proud to be a product of the agricultural industry. And how great it was to get to drive my vehicle down. I'm in a little Ford Edge right now. Drove down from Indianapolis, Indiana, at our national headquarters, and I get to spend some time with y'all here at convention. And on the way, I got to see some of the more beautiful parts of the state of Kentucky. And oddly enough, do you want to know what one of my favorite parts of this state is? Oddly enough, it's the trees. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ridge, you have lost your marbles. You are off your rocker. Well, maybe I am, but maybe I should elaborate a little bit more as to why I love trees. So we mentioned that I'm from the state of Oklahoma, and if you would, everyone take your left hand, stick your thumb out like so. Yep, just like that. Now flip it over. That's a handy-dandy map of Oklahoma, ever should you need one. You got the Panhandle, the Red River, it's beautiful. So right here where your thumb connects to the rest of your hand, go a little bit further over. I'm from Alva, Oklahoma, and we get, on average, less than 15 inches of rain a year. And so there isn't a whole lot growing out there, especially trees. But picture this with me, if you will. It is a sweltering, hot, 112-degree July day in 2008. 10-year-old Ridge is sitting on the front porch with his grandfather, having just finished lunch. And we're looking out at the vast expanse of my grandfather's yard. We're in our work boots, overalls, Oklahoma State t-shirt, John Deere cap. We were looking fresh. And we were ready to take on the day and all the work that lie ahead. And just a little right of center is this giant, ugly elm tree. Now, y'all, I understand that there are pretty trees and there are ugly trees. And this, my friends, was an ugly tree. You see, half of it had died and fallen off in an ice storm several years earlier. There were giant open-face wounds where limbs used to be, but they grew too close to the house, so Grandpa had to cut them off. And the bark on this thing. Y'all, the bark on this tree was like mange on a coyote. It was patchy, it was sporadic, it was all over the place. This tree was nasty. And for whatever reason, 10-year-old Ridge decided to let his grandfather know just what he thought of that tree. Grandpa, that is an ugly tree. My grandfather was kind of taken aback. He just kind of looked at me, wrinkled his brow, did that grunt thing that grandpas do. He said, Ridge, that's my tree. I think it's beautiful, and it's going to stay. Oh, well, I'm not one to be easily swayed, so I don't back down from a challenge. There we were. It was me, and it was him. And it was me, and it was him. And back and forth it went until finally, my grandfather said something that really threw me for a loop. It caused me to have to reevaluate some things. He said, Ridge, when I was not much older than you, as far as the eye could see, there were no trees. There were no trees. There were no telephone lines. There were no people. All you could see was dying crops and sand. You see, I was not much older than you at the height of the Great Depression. Our family was able to survive the Depression here on the plains. We planted that tree, and to this day, it stands as a symbol of unity, of strength, and of our family. That tree is our family legacy. I'm proud of it, and it's going to stay. Pull on the heartstrings, Grandpa. You know, 10-year-old me, all I heard was, Simba. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized what my grandfather was saying and what I needed to say. Grandpa, it's still an ugly tree. Y'all, when I look back on my childhood, I realized just how hard-headed I really am. Let me hear some noise if you're hard-headed. Yeah, all right. So I'm dealing with some people that understand where I'm coming from. As I think back on time with family, though, I realize just how special it was spending time with family. But number two, how funny it is that two people can see something as simple as a tree so differently and yet still be right. Two people with two different perspectives, both of them still technically true. But isn't it also funny how people get oddly passionate about things? Like, example, who in here would say they have the best advisor in the state of Kentucky? Okay, fair enough. Let's try this one on for size. Who are you cheering for, the Louisville Cardinals or UK Wildcats? Okay, we got a little variety going on. Are we drinking Coke or Pepsi? How many of y'all are like, forget that, Ale 8? All right, yeah, sure enough. Would you rather take a vacation on the beach or in the mountains? Okay, fair enough. Do you prefer deciduous or coniferous trees? Okay. Some of you are like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Right, we could do this all day though, right? And it's really funny, some of y'all out there are like, oh my gosh, Gretchen, I cannot believe you would rather drink Pepsi over my beloved Coca-Cola. But it doesn't stop there. and we realize that, yes, we do have these differing perspectives and opinions, but it gets a lot deeper than that, right? So much so that if I were to ask y'all which one is better, Democrats or Republicans, not only are there individuals who are quick to grab on to the political party they most affiliate with, but Kentucky FFA, would you believe me if I told you that there are individuals who place others beneath themselves for something as silly as political party affiliations? Now, I know what you're thinking. Ridge, I can't even vote yet. Why in the world are we talking about politics? It's because we're facing a very similar thing in the organization that we all love and serve. Kentucky FFA, if I was to ask you which makes a better FFA member, someone from production agriculture or somebody focused on leadership, we all have the idea in our heads of which is better. And that's, for the most part, a good thing. We should have those convictions. We should have the things that we care about, that we're passionate about, and that we're willing to fight for. When it's not okay is when we start taking people who don't see things the same way and putting them beneath us. There are FFA members out there who look down on other FFA members who don't want to be a part of a chapter officer team. There are FFA members who look down on other members who don't come from production agriculture. Now, I understand that we are all given these opportunities, and we should always be willing to disagree. But we should never disrespect somebody in the process. You see, one of two things happens when we disagree correctly. If we have a disagreement and we're going about it the right way, you're either going to teach me something new, which is a good thing, or you are going to solidify a belief that I already had, which is also a good thing. Disagreements are necessary. Disagreements are essential. But when we have them, we shouldn't be listening to respond. We should be listening to understand. Let's agree to disagree. Let's agree that we're not going to see things the same way. But in the process, let's not go into the conversation with the idea of I have to win. Let's instead flip the script and say, I want to understand. Let's disagree, not disrespect. But it sounds simple, right? And we realize that when we go back, we can say that all we want, but it's about actually living it out. And you know what? The hardest times to do that are when adversity strikes and life brings you to your knees and tries to keep you there. Each and every one of us are going to face a time in our life, especially in middle and high school, when adversity is going to hit, keep us there, and try to keep us from being able to rise. When I think of somebody who has learned how to roll with the punches that life throws, I think of Rocky Balboa. I think of the Italian stallion, Rocky Balboa. So for those of you that aren't as familiar with Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion, he's the greatest boxer that never lived. He's actually just a character played by Sylvester Stallone. And you're probably thinking, Ridge, what in the world? What makes Rocky Balboa so special? And you see, that's the kicker. Rocky is just your average Joe, nobody from Philadelphia, who at the hands of fate is given the opportunity to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, the highest honor in boxing. Now, that sounds like a big deal, right? So let's put this into perspective. Who here plays basketball? Who here, right here in the delegate seating? How many of y'all play basketball? What's your name, sir? What was it? Tyler? Let's get a round of applause for Tyler down here. So to put this into perspective, let's say Tyler gets a phone call right now from LeBron James's agent. And the agent's like, Tyler, my man, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying convention. So our boy LeBron, right, we didn't make the playoffs this year. We're needing to bring in some extra money. So here's what's going to happen. 6 months from now, it's you versus LeBron for his jersey on the Laker team. Good luck, 6 months. We'll see you then. Click. All right, how many of y'all think that Tyler is going to beat LeBron James? Let me hear some noise. Okay. How many of y'all are going to go see Tyler get dunked on? Yes. So why does this matter? It's because the same thing happens in life. We're going to be given an opportunity to do something that no one has ever done before. And listen to me when I tell you this. You truly are going to be given an opportunity that no one in your family, your school, or you've known in your life has ever done. The question is going to be, are you going to be able to seize that moment? Or is it just going to pass you by? And just like with my boy Tyler here, there are going to be some people that support you the whole way through, and they have no idea what you're even talking about. They're just proud to see you are having fun. But then there's going to be everybody else who says, that's way too ambitious. You're going to fail. It's never been done before. And adversity is going to strike if it hasn't already happened yet. For me, it happened my junior year of football. Now, growing up in Oklahoma, I love football. Make some noise if we got some football fans here in the stadium tonight. So my junior year, I was 6'2", 160 pounds starting at center. Whew. For those of you that know football, it's kind of funny. If you're not laughing and you're like, what's football? I don't really know. So the center is the person who takes the ball and snaps it to the quarterback. I'm not really built to do that, but whatever. I decided to ask my coaches why they would put me in a position when so many people would say, Ridge, you are doomed to fail. And here's what they said. Ridge, you're too slow to play any of the skill positions, and you're not really strong enough to play guard or tackle, and we had to have somebody fill the spot. So we figured if we plugged you in at center, we could double block every play and just try to hold the guys off to at least try to get some yards. Okay. So basically what I was told was that I was too slow, I was too weak, and I wasn't good enough to play any other spot on the team. It's one thing to have somebody tell you that you aren't good enough. Because when someone says that to me, I get fired up. I say, all right, you know what? I'm going to show you why you are wrong and prove you wrong. You still have that little bit of hope. But as you can probably imagine, that season went about as well as the mindset that had been created. My friends, we went 0-10 my junior year of high school. Did not win a single game and got goose-egged 2 games that season. That means we scored 0 points. It's one thing to have somebody tell you that you are not good enough. It's another thing to have life try to show you that you're not good enough. And in those moments, you have one of 2 options. You either accept it and move on, try to pick up the pieces as you go, or you accept it and you do something about it. For me, I was very fortunate that I had 4 other seniors going into that next year that decided we were never going to let something like this ever happen again. And so we got to work. We started working the entire way through summer. We did spring ball. We did summer weightlifting. We had 5 very different opinions of what the team should look like, but we all had that shared vision, that same end goal. We disagreed about the best way to get there, but we had each other along the way. And you know what happened? That next season, we go 5-5, make the state playoffs, and I'm named all-state linebacker by class. Now, I don't say that to try to brag to y'all about a sport I don't even play anymore. I tell you that because I was too slow, I was too weak, I was not good enough. And by myself, I was. By ourselves, we are. It's about the people that you have alongside you. For Rocky, it was about having Paulie, his best friend and the future love of his life, Adrienne. In FFA, we call it our FFA family. Kentucky FFA, my question to you is your FFA family worth being a part of? Are you in a chapter that is actively seeking to build each other up, make each other better, or are you just occupying space, trying to get by, and doing your best to stay out of the limelight? There are people out there that want you to succeed. They want to help you, but you got to be willing to let them, because you can only do so much on your own. There's going to be a lot of disagreement along the way, but if you will buy in, build each other up, hold each other accountable, Eventually, you do the thing that everyone else said was impossible. So let's recap. Regardless of what your interests are, be proud to have an opinion and don't be afraid to make it heard. Let's disagree, but let's seek to understand. Let's listen to understand, not listen to respond. Disagree, but never disrespect. And life throws a lot more adversity at you than it throws success. But it's because of the people that you surround yourself with that you truly are able to build yourself up, rise from the ground when so many others want to see you stay on your knees. Kentucky FFA, my question to you all is, will you rise with me? Thank you.
Now, Ridge, we all know that your favorite accessory is a cowboy hat, but you probably didn't get a chance to bring that through the airport or on your way driving through Cincinnati, that long drive. So we got you covered while you're in the Bluegrass State. There we go. All right, Ridge, thank you so much for just coming out here and inspiring us with your words. We are so thankful to have you in Kentucky this year. It's clear that you have a passion for agriculture and FFA, and you do a fantastic job at representing the hundreds of thousands of FFA members across this country. Now, we have a small token of appreciation for bringing your Oklahoma roots to our old Kentucky home. Thank you. Thank you. Let's give another round of applause for National FFA Central Region Vice President, Ridge Eubanks.
The next thing to bring on your road trip is definitely your appetite. One of our favorite things to do on a trip is eat. You can tell a lot about a place just by visiting a few restaurants that are off the beaten path.
But before we go anywhere, we always have to check its Yelp rating. You can tell a lot about a place just by seeing what other customers have experienced.
4 or 5 stars, you're definitely going to be good to go. 3 stars, you're probably going to be fine, but if it's 1 or 2, you need to steer clear.
And always read the reviews. Usually if the food is really good or really bad, people will write a review. And those reviews can really open your eyes. Hey, Parker, listen to this review about a pizza place. Don't try the pizza. It's so good you want to come back every day. It completely ruined my social life because each night I only want to go there. I hate this place.
That must have been some darn good pizza. But check out this review for a taco place. The entire kitchen and wait staff saw an ice cream truck and ran outside, leaving me alone in the restaurant. 10 minutes later, they all came back with ice cream cones. I still can't believe this actually happened.
Wow, I wouldn't know whether to laugh or be upset if that happened to me. Yelp reviews provide summaries of restaurants all across the country. In somewhat the same way, chapters in FFA in Kentucky have Yelp reviews, but unlike Yelp, there are no bad reviews.
This year, 76 chapters submitted a chapter rating form that was judged at State Paperwork Judging Day in April. Based off the merits that they showed, they were awarded the appropriate points.
Chapters were then designated as bronze, silver, or gold based on points received. Each chapter will receive a plaque recognizing them for their outstanding achievement. The chapter rating contest is sponsored by the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. Mr. Secretary, will you please announce the bronze emblem chapters?
Circle right.
The following chapters received a silver rating: Bracken County, Garrett County, and Lyon County. The following chapters were rated as gold: Allen County, Scottsville, Anderson County, Apollo, Barron County, Boyd County, Breckenridge County, Callaway County, Campbell County, Carroll County, Casey County, Central Hardin, Christian County, Clark County, Cooper, Davies County, East Carter, Edmondson County, Franklin County, Franklin Simpson, Grayson County, Greenup County, Hart County, Henderson County, Hopkins Central, Jessamine County, Lawrence County, Livingston Central, Logan County, McCracken County, McCreary County, Madison Southern, Marshall County, Meade County, Mercer County, Montgomery County, Moore, Nicholas County, North Laurel, Ohio County, Pendleton County, Robertson County, Rockcastle County, Russell County, South Warren, Thomas Nelson, Trigg County, Warren Central, Warren East, Washington County, Webster County, West Carter, and Williamstown. Bourbon County, Boyle County, Caldwell County, Graves County, Harrison County, Henry County, LaRue County, Locust Trace, Madisonville, North Hopkins, Marion County, Scott County, Seneca, Spencer County, Taylor County, Trimble County, and Union County. I'm sorry, I got mixed.
After you've done as much traveling as we have, you start to realize that everybody has some ninja level road trip skill. For example, I've trained in the ancient art of DJing. I have the perfect song for any situation. So if we're driving down a country road, it's going to be Boot Scootin' Boogie by Brooks and Dunn. If everybody's trying to go to sleep, I'm turning on AC/DC's Thunderstruck. And if you want to sing at the top of your lungs, it's Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. And then on our team, Trevor Sweets, the team navigator, he can find some of the finest fishing holes in Kentucky. And Grace Clark always has her car packed up, full of snacks and L8, ready to go. Each of us have our specific skill set, and so does each chapter. So the chapters that are rated Gold Emblem, or as I'm now calling them, our ninja level chapters, are invited to complete the National Chapter Rating Form. It's in this form that chapters can show off their merits of the highest ninja level in the areas of growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture. For those chapters filling out this application, 16 are selected to represent Kentucky in the National Chapter Contest. Each chapter will also receive a check for $175. Mr. Secretary, will you please announce the chapters that will represent our association in the National Chapter Contest?
Bourbon County, Boyle County, Caldwell County, Graves County, Harrison County, Henry County, LaRue County, Locust Trace, Madisonville North, Marion County, Scott County, Seneca, Spencer County, Taylor County, Trimble County, Union County.
The National Chapter application is made up of 3 parts: growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture. Earlier this week, a panel of teachers scored all 3 areas for each chapter and selected the best of the best based on activities. We will now announce the winners for the top 3 chapters in all 3 areas. Winning chapters will receive $400, second place will receive $250, and third place receives $100. This event is sponsored by the Toyota Motor Manufacturing Company.
Growing Leaders recognizes the work of a local chapter that exemplifies premier leadership by developing activities that promote healthy lifestyles, encourage personal growth, celebrate career opportunities, and provide skills for long-term success. These chapters have worked tirelessly and have produced members who have the traits vital for the pathway for which they are engaged. Third place is Spencer County. Second place is Boyle County. And the top chapter in Growing Leaders is Taylor County. Building Communities highlights chapters that go outside of the classroom to enrich the lives of others. From volunteering and mentoring to engaging with local civic groups and promoting entrepreneurship, these chapters are spreading the word about agriculture. Our communities need them just as much as we need our communities. Third place is Marion County. Second place is Boyle County. And the top chapter in building communities is Taylor County. Strengthening Agriculture highlights chapters that work in areas of agricultural literacy and advocacy, safety, chapter recruitment, and public relations. FFA members are gaining valuable skills from their experiences working to make our industry stronger and better than ever. Third place is Locust Trace. Second place is Boyle County. And the top chapter in Strengthening Agriculture is Taylor County.
Congratulations. Let's give a round of applause to all of our national chapter representatives.
Well, it looks like we have everything we need for a quality road trip. I even packed a couple extra toothbrushes for Parker.
And in the same way, we've seen a lot of amazing FFA members that have packed up their bags and are ready to set out on life-changing journeys.
We have seen how chapter success starts with the roadmap that their advisors provide, and that advice far exceeds the classroom boundaries.
Having an amazing road trip is about planning ahead and being ready for whatever may come next.
And having an amazing life is knowing where you're going and enjoying the many roads that it takes you to get there.
Although this session is ending, our adventure is far from over. We still have so many miles to pack into this convention. Former FFA member Dylan Carmichael knows all about putting on the miles on long road trips from his beginnings in Bergen, Kentucky, growing up in a musical family, then moving to Nashville to start his music career.
Since then, he's recorded numerous singles and has a full-length album. Make sure that you don't miss out on his amazing music right here tonight in this session hall. Make sure you remember to wear your yellow armband so that you can get into the concert.
And be sure to be back here tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. when Grace Clark and Katie Collett show us that being a trailblazer is nothing new to people in Kentucky during our third convention session.
Don't worry about the destination.
It's all about the journey.
Because these are the miles that make us.
Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should come before this meeting?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn the second session of the 90th Kentucky FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned.